Tonight, we will be having a shortened broadcast due to freezing winter weather. Campus will be closed at 4 o'clock.
And NewsWatch reporter Justin Baker will tell us how to stay safe during the bad weather.
Good evening, I'm Shelby Sanson.
And I'm Grace Miller. Keep it local, keep it here. You're watching NewsWatch 99.
Freezing rain and low temperatures caused classes to be canceled this morning and campus to be closed again today at 4. Now, my advice would be to stay indoors if you can help it, but if you must go out, here are some tips on staying safe tonight. Stay away from downed power lines and be alert of the possible tree limbs that might be falling on the streets. For those who are staying indoors, be sure to unplug any electrical devices you don't need and make sure you stay warm by bundling up in layered clothing, close off any unneeded rooms, and you can also stay warm by stuffing a rag or towel underneath doors around the house.
Woke up to some kind of alert stating that campus will be closed until 10 a.m. This is due to icy weather that came through the last night. The weather caused several problems for people in the Ole Miss community.
One of my classes was before 10 o'clock, and I actually had a test in that class, so I'm kind of glad I missed it. I did have a class right at 10 o'clock, but because it was at 10, the teacher just made it at 10:15 instead, so it was shorter than it normally would have been.
On my way to class, there's a tree that hangs over the sidewalk, and this time it was so weighted down with ice, it was literally like in the sidewalk. And one of my friends' car was like completely iced over. Like it took her a while to even be able to like get into her car.
Well, I saw that the campus was closed until 10 a.m. and it really was. I arrived at 10 a.m. and I arrived at 9:30 and I was pulling on those doors. I was locked out of the building, so it was closed until 10 a.m. But I'm, trying to help my students have time to develop a project. And many of the students were emailing in saying they couldn't get down here from Memphis or up here from Jackson. So I sent out an email and I said, okay, well, why don't y'all work on this project then in whatever space you need to. And that means that if you need to get on Google Docs and work virtually and creating your assignments together, do it.
I think it's a little bit unfair that Ole Miss wasn't canceled, but everywhere else was. But at the same time, the weather is a lot better than I expected it to be, and I think it's manageable. I think I can do class in this weather.
Northwest Community College had the entire day off, while Oxford School Systems had a 2-hour delay.
Just a few minutes ago, students got another alert saying campus will be closing at 4 p.m. The temperatures will fall within the next few hours, causing roads to freeze over. NewsWatch reporter Kristen Hogans talked with Ryan Whittington for more information.
Usually in those situations, it means that something happened with the weather. And since weather is so unpredictable, it means that conditions were right for something to occur. And that's why you probably saw the decision to also have a late arrival and then an early dismissal. Because
any updates will be posted on emergency.olemiss.edu and will be sent out using all communication channels.
Aside from the weather today, it's also notable that the anniversary of last year's James Meredith statue incident is today. NewsWatch reporter Chelsea Skinner gives the update on the progress the university has made in the past year.
Today is the one-year anniversary of the James Meredith statue incident, and students still reflect on what happened 1 year ago.
Like after the incident happened, they didn't have any discussions, or like when the Mike Brown situation happened, they had like the discussion upstairs in the union, but when that happened on our campus, they didn't even talk about it. They just covered it up and just act like it never happened.
James Meredith came to Ole Miss facing adversity that still exists today. The university is struggling to deal with issues of race and diversity on campus.
And so we have these major reactions to the most extreme side and fail to kind of situate them within kind of the everyday racism that is on this campus and that exists every single day in many, many different types of interactions. And I think that's a problem if we continue to kind of have those treatments of racism and we look at the most extreme examples and say we're going to direct policy at the least common denominator. Right, versus addressing policy at the most frequent, most common types of interactions. I think that's where we're missing the boat.
This is Chelsea Skinner reporting for NewsWatch.
Thanks, Chelsea. Now we're going to go on back to Justin Baker at the Stormwatch Weather Center to give us a full detail of the weather coming up.
Thanks, Shelby. All right, as you can see, it's starting to feel like February. We start off to a cold, rainy morning. As you can see right now, it's 30 degrees with winds coming from the north at 11 miles an hour, at humidity about 93%, making it feel like it's 24 degrees. So it's very, very cold right now. If you take a look at our satellite radar image, yes, we had a lot of overcast clouds, and most of the rain did pass, but we do have a cold front coming in right now, during this time, and that's going to freeze over some of the roads, so you might want to take precautions if you plan on going out later. Now for our temperatures across North Mississippi are all expecting the same cold temperatures. All right, South Haven at 40 degrees, Holly Springs at 32, Corinth at 32, and Tupelo at 33. Tomorrow's temperatures are going to be about the same. It's going to be 32 in South Haven, 32 in Oxford, 32 in Holly Springs, 33 in Corinth, and 37 in Tupelo. Now for tonight's forecast, it's going to drop down to a cool 15 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, winds coming from the north about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and the precipitation will start to end, but those road conditions will start to freeze, and yes, it could get dangerous with the icy conditions. Tomorrow's forecast is going to be a high of 33 degrees, much like today. Mostly cloudy skies again, winds coming from the northwest about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and precipitation 0%, but yes, still freezing temperatures. For our 5-day forecast, Tuesday will end at a low of 20. Wednesday, you will get a combination of sleet and rain with a high of 33 and a low of 8 degrees. Thursday, it's going to be a high of 29, low of 19. Clear skies, but obviously still cold. Friday, a high of 37 with a low of 34. 70% chance of ice pellets throughout the day. Saturday, it's actually going to be a warm 53 degrees with a low of 38, but you will still get an 80% chance of precipitation. And that's going to do it here at Stormwatch. I'm Justin Baker. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Justin. Well, due to campus closure, that's our show for tonight. You can follow us on Twitter at NewsWatch_99 for more updates on the weather.
And I'm Shelby Sansone. Be sure to stay safe and stay off the roads if at all possible. Thanks for joining us. Good night.